So TA Petro, I got a real problem with you guys, and what that problem is through your Iron Skillet restaurants, you keep serving me bad food. Went in here tonight. I'm in Boise, Idaho, and I'm just going to preface this with what I've been going through the last couple of days. It has been this monster snowstorm out here. I'm hauling an oversized load. I just spent 4 days stuck on the side of the road because they wouldn't let any oversized move. So I was just sitting at a scale. No services there. I've been eating canned food, which, I mean, I'm accustomed to doing. I have a microwave in my truck, and I have a refrigerator in my truck, and I keep food in the truck, so I can do that. But generally speaking, I do try and eat a couple of good meals a week, and where I don't have to cook them. And so I went in tonight, and my choices were Taco Bell, Subway, or I could go to the Iron Skillet restaurant. And I was starving. I've had a really long couple of days here. I really wanted to go in and get a good steak dinner. And what did I get served? I got served a rotten steak. You see the mean, I'm pulling this thing apart. It has turned all the wrong colors on the inside. It is practically burnt on the outside, still raw on the inside, so it was prepared horribly. This has become an epidemic when I've eaten at your restaurants, because last year I ate at the Iron Skillet in New Mexico a couple of times. I ate at the one in Albuquerque. It would have been back in May, and I got horrible food poisoning out of there. Both me and the other driver I was running with, we both did. We made it 3 hours up the road and had to stop because we were both of us so sick. 3 months later, it happened again at the TA there in Gallup. I ate there. And then it happened again out in Baltimore, Maryland at the TA there, at the Iron Skillet there. I had a really bad dining experience. I got really sick from eating there. And then tonight up here in Boise, I mean, this steak, I don't know what the deal with it was, if it's been frozen for quite a while and it was just taken out and plopped on the grill or what, but it was absolutely rotten. I mean, you could smell how rotten this steak was. I absolutely lost my appetite. I couldn't eat. I cut into that steak, and the smell that permeated out of that thing was absolutely horrible. It just burned the inside of my nose. And the fact that your cook took that out of the fridge or the freezer, it was probably frozen. I'm guessing you guys are freezing steaks and not serving fresh food. But he took that steak out of the freezer, threw it on the grill, just charred up the outside, and threw it on a plate. It wasn't cooked all the way through. The inside of that thing was still absolutely, completely raw. And you guys are charging $17.99 for this? And the thing is, I sent the steak back. I didn't take a single bite of it. I cut it open in a couple of places and saw how bad it was. And so I could take this little video here, and I sent it back. So the manager came over, and she offered to get me something else. But I still got charged $11 for my meal. So I could go get a salad bar and a Pepsi. And I'm just thinking to myself, you know, what am I paying you guys for? Why am I spending money on you? Because you know what? For $11, I can go get a big bag of salad, and I can keep it in my refrigerator, and I can get a big thing of dressing, and I could get some vegetables to go with it, and I've got a cutting board in here. I've got everything else I need. I can make my own food in the truck. I'm coming to you guys because I want a well-prepared meal. What is really so frustrating to me about this is in the sleeper of my truck here, with a basic microwave, with one of those little 12-volt ovens, and the little refrigerator that comes in here, I can produce better quality food at 1/8 of the price that you guys are charging for it, as long as I'm willing to cook it myself. If I can produce better food in the cab of my truck, when you guys have a fully stocked and stacked professional kitchen in there, you've got some serious problems. When it goes to show, when I walk into the Iron Skillet tonight, it is now 6:41. There were about 8 people eating in there in that dining room, period. It was incredibly slow. And this parking lot out here, this is full of trucks out here. There's probably, I'm wanting to say in here, 200 trucks in here right now, 250 trucks in here. So we're talking anywhere in the neighborhood of 260 to 275 truck drivers in here, because some of these are going to have teams in them, or students and trainers. So you got basically, we're going to call it 275 people here in a captive audience. You have a captive audience here and there's 8 people in the restaurant. So I know that this is a bigger problem, and I know it's just that nobody else is saying anything about it. But every time I go in, you know, it seems to be that I have a really horrible experience in your restaurant, and I keep hoping it's going to get better. I've called you guys several times and complained about it and said, hey, you need to do something about it. But nothing's ever got done, so that's why I'm making this video publicly, because maybe if it gets thrown in your face in the public space, maybe you guys will do something about it, because this isn't just a location-specific thing. This is from coast to coast here. I'm in Idaho right now. My problems have extended all the way down through New Mexico and as far east as Baltimore, Maryland. I'd really like an explanation to that. Is why is it that I can cook better food in the sleeper of my truck than you guys can in a professional kitchen?